And good evening once again, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to Patty C's Point Podcast. I am, of course, Patty C, the Apollo Creative Podcasting. Why? Well, I already told you, I got a lot of nicknames. And tight as fuck, as a wise man once said. We're not going to do a fancy intro. In fact, you'll actually hear his arrival relatively soon. We got some company on the podcast here. First thing we got to do, right off the bat, is because I said I promised that I would make sure that I was doing this. Come on, you got it. Pop go the weasel, because the weasel go pop.
Third base.
And then James just opened a nice bottle of, what is this?
A Quattro Mani Barbera.
Quattro Mani Barbera.
From the Barbera region of Italy, obviously. Old world vines.
Nice.
Never tasted that, I'll let you know in a moment.
Yeah.
So is this, are we incorporating some wealthy man's mixology in this?
I guess so, apparently.
Notes of grape.
Notes of grape.
Taste of grape.
Taste of grape. I am drinking a faux of the champagne of beers, established in 1903, so it's a 117-year-old
Yes. Burr.
Burr. Old Billy Burr. So like I said, I have to get better at this. If you're still listening for whatever reason, once again, welcome to Patty C's Point Podcast. We got James here. Please like and subscribe. You know, I don't like that. I don't like it. I don't like when people start the video off telling me what to do.
There.
If I want to like and subscribe, I'll like and subscribe.
Exactly.
Don't tell me what to do.
Fuck off. Yeah.
So you know what? Do what you want. I tried it out. I never did it. I don't like it. I don't like it. It's not for me.
We learned something today.
It's not for me. Did you make your appointment there? Huh? Did you call the old doctor? Did you call the old dentist? Did you do what we talked about on the Lost Podcast? The Lost Podcast. The last podcast. We also had a Lost Podcast, which didn't make its way up for understandable reasons. Did you make your appointment? No. Come on. Get on the phone. Call your doctor. Call your dentist. Go take care of yourself. Be around for the people that care about you, huh? Be around for yourself. Care about yourself. Why not? Just stick around. I missed a huge spot shaving. It's like a soul patch on my cheek.
Fat patch.
Yeah. Valentine's Day coming up there, James. Ooh. Means it's almost the end of the whole holiday season there. Ooh. Oh, the holiday season. No, I'm kidding. I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to. No. I'm excited, though.
Yeah.
I get to go see Fluffy.
That's right. Little Gabriel Iglesias.
Little Gabriel Iglesias, little Fluffy.
Medford, Mass. Right?
Yeah, Medford of all fucking places, huh? Still wasn't cheap. Still wasn't cheap. I'm not bringing him any chocolate cake because I'm in the nosebleed, so.
Just throw a cupcake.
But, you know, James, obviously, you know, I know you don't really understand this, but as a comedian, it's important that, you know, we support one another. Yeah. So, you know.
Your peers. You're going to support your peers.
You know.
And you didn't want to go up front because you didn't want the attention to be...
Well, I mean, the last time that I did that, they had to cut me out of the show because I was, you know, crushing it. But anyway, I digress.
It's true.
I digress.
These are facts.
Let's just get right to it, all right? I know we don't like it. I know we don't want to talk about it, but we brought up the Red Sox last week.
Yeah.
And we said how there were a whole bunch of cheating cocksuckers.
Yeah.
Which they are.
Yeah.
And then what'd they do? You know what happened, right?
Of course.
They traded Mookie. But apparently the trades...
Apparently not, though.
Yeah, because one guy's fat.
Been there.
Which we can all relate to that, right? You know what I mean?
If only Danny Ainge had taken that hint years ago.
Old Trader Danny?
You know what I mean?
Let me tell you something. Hey, we're going to get the Trader Danny.
Cool.
Don't you worry. We will get the Trader Danny. Look out, here comes Trader Danny. You did a voice like that in the last podcast. I don't remember what you just said. But you hear it like in the background. I was fucking dying. There's something about sleep. We're talking about God. I don't know.
You're asking me. I've had a very long, busy week. I can't remember such little medial things.
I want to talk baseball just for a few minutes.
Gross.
I know. Sip your wine. And it'll be brief, I promise. And there goes the podcast. So, it's important that... Oh, God, I can't stop talking about it.
Something about baseball is important.
I don't know, man. I just want to talk about it.
All right, here we go.
So, Do you remember when you were... I mean, everybody had baseball cards, right? Everybody had baseball cards. Everybody had baseball cards. But you played baseball as a kid.
Yeah.
Do you remember what the 3 most important stats were when we grew up watching baseball?
Are you saying, like...
What did you judge whether or not a guy was good or not?
Oh.
When you looked at the back of the baseball card, what were the first 3 stats?
Batting average.
Batting average.
On-base percentage. Actually, no. That's
even a little bit later.
That's later. But overall hits.
Hits and the long balls.
Of course.
The home runs. And then RBIs.
And, of course, pitchers. Their whole thing.
Pitchers.
Wins, losses.
Wins, losses was yes. Starts, innings pitched, ERA.
The way I look at it is 20 wins for a pitcher is like 20 points a game.
That's always been very hard to do.
For an NBA player.
But my point is this. Look at all the Pedro games. He lost 2-1, 3-2. You know, so wins and losses, you know.
Of course.
But
you know a pitcher's lighting it up, though.
Totally. Look at Pedro's 97 through 90 or through 99 stats, and
2001.
I think it was already. I think it was.
Years on the Red Sox.
I think it was already on the Mets by 2001.
No way.
Yeah.
No, wasn't he on the Mets after?
No, because he won a title with us in 2004.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
Baseball, folks.
Baseball. Talking baseball. That's a song. Talking baseball.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Baseball is...
You're killing me, Smalls, you know. Jesus Christ. Sorry, guys. But yeah, batting average, home runs.
Pause.
Yeah, sorry. You know what? Fuck it.
Let's go.
All right, I started. I'm finishing. They came out with sabermetrics shortly around the Red Sox first World Series win. I don't know, before or after. I don't know. The whole Billy Bean thing. And they made the movie about it. I know. He's literally gonna slit his wrist on the podcast. Thank God it's not video. And it was just all these advanced metrics that would, if you accumulate this and divide it by this, it was, long algebra to find out whether oh God, it's so boring. Oh jeez. This podcast is fucking dying, man. But anyway, my point is baseball's not fun, and the reason why it's even more not fun is because I don't understand what the fuck anybody's talking about anymore.
Yeah. Even with the NBA metrics, that's a lot to even take in by itself.
I won't do it.
The per games,
won't do it.
Per 36,
nope.
per 48.
Nope.
True shooting percentage, all that good shit.
You can take the 36 and the 4 and 8, you can throw it in the fucking deep fried fryer. I don't give a deep fried fuck.
Woo.
You know? No. I'm out with the math. I'm out with the math. I think that's enough.
Yeah, they traded Mookie and I
didn't even get to that. They traded Mookie, but now the guy's fat, so maybe, they're not going to trade Mookie. Baseball.
Yeah. Here's very nice. That's all I know about Mookie.
Listen, here's what I do know about baseball, okay? Is that an organization as historically racist as the Boston Red Sox would never, ever give a person named Mookie $400 million. They just wouldn't. Yawkey would literally come up out of his grave and somehow put a kibosh on the whole deal. Ugh! All right, so Super Bowl, James.
We got through it.
Super Bowl is I know.
Are you heckling yourself?
Yeah. Oh, wrong one. I had a ba-dum-cha somewhere. That's what happens, sometimes when you gotta write the rundowns, you gotta do the pod, you gotta record the pod, you gotta do the soundboard, you gotta add the pod. Sometimes you make mistakes, but we leave them in. You know why? Because this is a first take type of program here, not the show, but we do it all in one take. It's the first take, and we're done here. We don't have to keep rewinding and going back, even though we should. Super Bowl. You watched it.
Yeah.
I watched it.
I was there.
It was a pretty boring game for the beginning, but then towards the end, holy shit.
Yeah, I thought it was pretty back and forth the whole game.
San Francisco was up 11 towards the beginning of the fourth there. You know what I mean? I don't know. What'd you think? Did you like it?
Like I said, man, I thought it was a pretty back and forth game. I liked it. Even though the Chiefs were down for a bit, the Chiefs, they still had Mahomes, and even though it wasn't totally him, you saw what happened.
The hair, it'd make me sick.
No te gusta?
The Chiefs.
El pelo?
It's okay.
No, I vote.
It's a little slap shot reference there.
Yeah, I enjoyed it, man. It was a good game.
It was an alright game. I give it a B.
I don't like how Mahomes...
I'm not going to eat Pringles on the podcast. You're welcome.
Not yet, but I don't like how Mahomes got Super Bowl MVP.
Yes.
Yeah.
That was the only thing I disagreed with, too. The running back Williams should have got it.
Exactly.
That dude was a beast. Damian Williams. How do you know that and I don't? That's cool.
Nah.
But yeah, that was... I give it a B. The commercials were horrible.
They were
serious and political.
Serious, very Trumpy.
Very Trumpy.
Very Trumpy.
Right from the get-go.
Which I find funny because it offset the all-Latino halftime show, which we didn't watch, but I saw highlights of it.
Where's Shakira from?
Colombia.
Is she Colombian?
Yeah, like straight Colombian.
Jenny's not... She's from the block. She's not from...
She's Latino, though. And apparently most of the songs are sung in Spanish.
All right. Well, I was just led to believe that Jenny was from the block.
But all I'm saying is the Trump administration isn't exactly keen on the Latinos. You know what I mean?
You know what? Believe it or not, we're actually going to get the Trump, too.
I believe it.
Yeah.
I believe it.
Very briefly. Yeah.
That's right, baby.
You guys want to talk politics?
Politics, baby.
Of course not. Why would you ever listen to me talk about politics? Although, with that said...
After a few wackadoodles.
No, not even that. With that said, I don't get wrapped up in it because I know that they don't do anything to... they don't affect me personally. I don't make any money. And I don't do anything. Unfortunately, I haven't done enough in my life to make myself important enough where politics actually matter for me. We'll find out once I do my old tax returns there.
Shucks.
You know what I mean? So the Super Bowl and the Red Sox.
Yeah.
Oof. Bumble those segments. How's everybody doing?
Good.
Yeah.
You guys want to party?
You guys want to party and listen to a rigmarole of a podcast? No? I don't blame you. Yep. We'll talk plants at some point. I will have a podcast dedicated to plants.
It'll come up again.
I could fucking promise you that.
It's inevitable that it'll come up again today too.
Let's get to our bread and butter here. Let's talk Celtics.
Woo.
Do you want to do trade deadline first? Or do you want to do Celtics first?
Let's do trade deadline.
Let's do trade deadline first. So I mean, there's really only 2 trades worth talking about?
I mean, depends on your views, man. I don't know. I think all the trades that happen don't matter. I think every single trade.
You said it was a weird trade season.
I like that,
and I agree.
As an NBA nerd, I loved it.
Are you sure?
Yes, because it's weird.
Are you sure?
Yes, 100%. But that being said, none of the teams that got a new player, it didn't really affect the team that much. A lot of the trades that I saw was if you're Wicked Stone playing 2K and you just want to do random shit, or if you get an offer via 2K.
Yeah, that's what it was.
Do you want to trade Andre Iguodala for Justice Winslow and then sign Andre Iguodala to a 2-year $30 million?
Let me ask you this: if you're Miami, why do you want Iguodala over Winslow?
Winslow's hurt. I think it's a case of one of those. I think he's just kind of overstayed his welcome in the fans' eyes.
Do you remember the Celtics want to give up
1,000 picks,
whatever it was for him?
I think it was literally 8 picks.
Yeah, something like that. And they said no.
Yeah. And that's the thing, man. He can still play deep, but he's injury prone, and
he's never on the court.
Exactly, and
he's never on the court.
Great,
it's his name. I mean, you just wish a guy like that is just balling.
If he hits 30% from threes, I would take him in a heartbeat.
You would think that the Celtics, if they were so fucking high on him back then, that old traded Dan. We're gonna get to that. We're gonna get to the old.
There's one thing we don't need. It's wings, though, man.
Yeah, fair enough.
Plus, I like Javante.
All right, so let's get to the big trades. Let's get to Capella.
Yep. Capella to Atlanta.
I didn't get that.
I like it for Atlanta, just because they're making moves, man. But at the same time, they also got 2 more bigs afterward. I think they got Scalabassier from a team, Sacramento, I think. And
if it's a random Kentucky big, he's on Sacramento.
True.
I can promise you that.
But he got Scal. Oh, they got, was it Taj Gibson?
I don't know. He's still in the league.
They got someone like Taj Gibson.
Is Taj Gibson still in the NBA over there? Hello?
Honestly, not sure. I'm trying to figure that out right now.
No, he's still. Wasn't he in Minnesota? Wasn't he part of the? Wasn't he part of some Minnesota trade?
Oh, they got Dwayne Dedmon. That's who they got for Jabari Parker and Alex Len.
All I know about Dwayne Dedmon is he went to USC, and the only reason I know that is because I've probably traded him in 2K about 30 times.
Yeah, same actually. And I like his name. He's Dedmon. Yeah, no, he's cool. He's all right.
No, we gotta finish the race. No? Oh, jeez.
Jamaican bobsled team.
Yeah.
Yeah, no,
all
I
right.
got you. No, I got
Well, next time, let's be with it. Hey, these are cool runnings jokes, people.
Gotta keep it running.
All right, you're not going to hear it in any other podcast, so you might. Maybe you know who? Maybe since we're talking Celtics, maybe you'll hear it on fucking Enos Cantor's podcast. He has one every week. I bet you guys tune in and give that one the old click, like, and subscribe there, don't you? See, that's where I'll sprinkle it in, the old like and subscribe.
It's kind of like Inception too, because you're not telling people.
It's not Inception. It's fucking stupid. Okay. The fact that man has a podcast... I'm sorry, what were you talking about?
Never mind, anyway. Go on.
Enos Cantor has a fucking podcast. And I mean, who listens to it?
Fair amount of people.
The half of the people in this country who will allow him home? Doesn't he get death threats from the other half of the people in this? Because who the fuck's listening to this?
People like him. I don't know. Keep in mind, let's just move on.
I don't want to. I want to keep talking about how the fuck
you told him yourself. He did WWE stuff too, man.
Oh my god.
So he has fans.
So is that what it is? Do I spray paint my head to fuck?
People like him. People like him.
No, they don't.
Apparently they do.
I refuse to believe that.
A bunch of people on Celtics blog do.
Oh god.
The other half hates him, and you know which camp I'm in. But yeah, didn't trade him.
You know, you would whatever.
He also posted. I'm just gonna keep it.
Clint Capella went from the Rockets to the Hawks. I didn't get that.
Well, my favorite part about that is now Houston has like no center. They literally have PJ.
I saw a funny thing. It was like Houston centers, and I think it was PJ Tucker on like Harden's back.
Basically. Well, Harden did the tip-off last night. That was awesome. That's one of the best NBA moments in my life. Because you can tell
as a Celtics fan, I just don't believe you.
In the social media scape.
We sat here for an hour and a half, and at least last week, and at least 5 minutes of that was you talking about a banana.
Well, a Celtics-related banana. And then a few days later, it was the anniversary.
It was the anniversary. For those of you listening at home, it was the anniversary of the original banana bite at Celtics, at the old Celtics lore there.
I told the story.
So
I'll tell it again. Sure thing. I'll tell it again. So
let's talk about Andre Drummond going to Cleveland. So that's over. Let's also talk about...
I kind of want to talk about that.
We're not going to. We're not going to.
Because it's hilarious. He was literally just like, what the fuck, bro? That's what that tweet should have said. WTF.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Granted, he's not that good a player. So,
they eggplant emoji'd him.
Basically.
Yeah? Basically. Not bad, right? Huh? Click the old like and subscribe and you get more of that. So,
fucking his can.
And you know what? Yes. Yeah. Fucking his Cantor and Gwen Stefani.
Yeah,
all right, I'm still coming at her.
100.
She was so fine. Oh, shit.
She was, yeah.
She was. She had that song with EVE, Let Me Blow Your Mind. I could spit that word for word right now if that came on.
She was in Rich Girl 2 with Eve?
Rich Girl 2?
No, just Rich Girl. Also Rich.
Was that a movie or a song?
Also the song Rich Girl.
There was a movie called Rich Girl? Whoa, hold on. Is there...
No movie.
No movie.
You said movie.
Okay.
I said song.
Because if there was and I hadn't seen it, I mean...
I would bet my life there's a Rich Girl 2 out there. It's probably like Bollywood flick or some shit with...
It's probably...
Stefani.
It's probably like Cruel Intentions 2.
Sure, man.
They made that. I think there's 3.
Ghosts.
Well, it's either that or the Pizza Man.
Oh.
You got Ghost of the Pizza Man. In fact, will you turn the light on so the poor guy doesn't fucking break his neck? We're preemptive. Preemptive for the Pizza Man. If we had a nickel.
PPM.
I want to talk about the Andrew Wiggins trade at length.
All right, here we go.
I liked it.
Me too, man.
I didn't like it as much for Minnesota because I don't understand what D'Angelo Russell really does for them.
Keeps Karl-Anthony Towns happy.
But how did he get a 3 or a 4 year contract? Do you remember?
Towns?
No.
I think it's 3
Russell.
3 and an option.
So 4.
Yeah.
Although who knows what the salary cap will be in 3 years.
Well, what's funny about that is I saw a bunch of pictures online of apparently they're really good friends. It's one of those situations where they've been talking about doing the super team thing with Devin Booker or some shit.
Put in the fryer, I could give a deep fried fuck.
Fair enough. No, but I saw pictures of them throughout their quote unquote friendship, and every time they're looking into each other's eyes,
bang-a-rang.
They're about to bang a rang, straight up.
Get that A-Rab money.
Exactly. Minneapolis, baby.
You guys want to bang-a-rang? You guys want to bang-a-rang in Minneapolis, Minnesota? They got the Hold on. I wasn't done. They got the largest mall in America, you know. I think they got a roller coaster in it.
I think they have multiple roller coasters.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
You know what else is from Minnesota? The Minnesota Miracle, man. Emilio Estevez. Coach Gordon Bombay. Mighty Ducks. 1, 2, not 3. And that's when the party stopped. He wasn't the coach anymore. They had the guy who had the daughter who was walking impaired.
Well, do you know the new Mighty Ducks news?
What?
You haven't heard this?
I don't want to. Stop remaking shit that was fine the way it was.
It's not a remake. It's a continuation.
I want to talk about the Andrew Wiggins trade at length.
All right, cool. I like D'Angelo Russell, Karl-Anthony Towns, bosom, butt buddies, that close.
Okay.
You know what I mean? And now they can be mediocre all-stars together.
Who coaches Minnesota?
Dead Rick Carlisle.
Dead Rick Carlisle?
No, not Rick Carlisle. Dead Flip Saunders.
It's not funny. It's kind of funny. I liked it for the Warriors. Is it Sam Mitchell? No. Is he alive?
Yeah,
Sam Mitchell's alive. He's still kicking.
He was their coach for 2 years in the early 2000s. He's still kicking.
Did you know that there was a guy in my Celtics 2K league whose name was Red Tom Auerbach? Tom Burt Auerbach?
No.
Well, we'll show you this later. I like the Andrew Wiggins for G-State.
I like it for Wiggins.
I figure if there's an organization that can maximize people's potential, it's been proven 4 times over with that franchise. I mean, Steph Curry was what? The 10th pick? Or the 11th pick? Was he 7th? And Klay Thompson was 11.
Yeah.
And Steph Curry was 6.
6 or 7. It was Rubio, Johnny Flynn.
And then Draymond was he a second rounder or was he the end of the first?
He was a second. I think it was 44th, 42nd.
But then you look at guys did they draft Harry Barnes?
Yeah.
And then Harry Barnes?
He was a top 5 pick.
And then Kevin Looney's had a pretty good career.
Is he still on the team?
I think he's still on the team.
Okay. I feel like he's hurt or something.
I don't know, but I feel like he's still on the team.
No, but he came up, though. Well, that's the thing, man. They were a very top-heavy team over the last few years, so there were always moments for those guys to shine in certain areas. You know what I mean?
My point is, look at what they've done. They can obviously maximize people's potential.
But my only thing with that, I agree. If there's ever a team, there's a few teams that can do that. Spurs, Warriors, Celtics sometimes, and a few other teams.
See, here's where I disagree, because now we're talking coaches.
I'm talking organization. But either way, all I want to say is that Wiggins is already, 24?
He's getting up there.
He's kind of already there, man. That's
but I mean...
He could have... That's the thing. I would love to see him have a mid-season revamp, a mid-career revamp, but I don't know, man. I think he kind of...
What did I tell you about the trade?
And I was actually about to quote you, is that if Harry Barnes can do it...
He's no worse than Harrison Barnes, and they want to chip with him.
He's way more talented.
And they're going to be bringing back almost the same nucleus of that team. I like him. If you have Curry at the 1, Thompson at the 2... You put Wiggins at the 3, Draymond at the 4. If they can find, once Curry and Thompson are back, if you think for 1 second that they're not going to get another DeMarcus Cousins for $5 million, or the veterans, whatever the fuck the term is,
exactly. Mid-level.
The mid-level. Yeah. Thank you. And they even have a higher one now where they get 7 or 8 million, don't they?
Well, my only thing with the Harrison Barnes comparison is that Harrison Barnes, when he wasn't hitting a shot, always played great defense. And Andrew Wiggins...
I disagree.
And Andrew Wiggins doesn't
play defense. Yeah,
exactly. So that's my only thing. But offensively, he can make up for it. But he has all the skills to be. He was a good defensive player coming into the league. When he was a rookie, I heard very good things about Wiggins' defense.
Andrew Wiggins had to be the number one scoring option on Minnesota since he was drafted. Yes,
Towns.
He's the best player.
I think Towns has not been.
But in today's NBA, no. In today, I was gonna say, if you look at shot attempts, I bet Wiggins outshot Towns every year by a significant amount. I'm just saying shot attempts. Last couple
years, I would bet against significant.
Anyway, but he's going to be the fourth option.
Yeah, like by default. No, I think this will put him into his place, if anything. And what comes from it, we'll find out. We'll find out if he sinks or sinks.
I like it.
He might. That's the thing, but there's a propensity for him to sink. That's all I'm saying.
You want to talk about Marcus Morris?
Yeah. To the Clippers.
I mean, I don't like it.
I like it for Morris. Because he's taking that last shot, baby. Like, they're going to have to stop playing him in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, I mean, it's just, I mean, I'd like to think he already knows he's going to be coming off the bench.
Yeah.
But, I mean, he played with Kyrie, Tatum, and Brown on the upcome, and he was still taking... I think he was like second or third on the team in shot attempts.
When he was after he was a starter, 100%.
On the Celtics.
Yeah. No, after he was a starter, 100%. In the playoffs, he was one of our biggest scoring options.
Yeah, him and his brother,
Keith.
Yeah, with the shades and the Celtics jersey. He looked dope as fuck every game. That's why I was like, all right, yeah, put him on the Celtics.
There was a quick rumor we were looking for.
They switched out and.
Oh, not that. That's an even better one. I'm saying for the trade deadline this year, there's a quick rumor we were going after Markieff.
I saw that.
That would have been hilarious. Imagine if New York traded for Markieff. Marcus for Markieff.
That would be funny. Why can't they be on the same team again? Brothers should be on the same team, and I mean the blood, not the.
No, I got you. No, because they are already. But like, they tried. They had a clause.
Yeah, but they were assholes. It was in like Phoenix or something like that.
They had a clause in their contracts where like there's like we have to play together. And they were like, okay. And then like a year goes by and they're like, these guys are horrible. Not basketball players, but like to deal with together. Yeah, exactly. You know the story.
Sure do.
Almost to death. Almost to death.
I gotta be honest. There's nothing else to talk about for the trade deadline. Want to talk about how the Celtics didn't do anything?
But I'm okay with it.
But what did you want? What were they going to get? What was out there?
People wanted a bench scorer. I think Danny said he wanted a bench scorer, and people wanted another big. I agree with the big thing, but to quote Danny Ainge, if there's no good trade, why trade? You know what I mean? So,
I mean, the buyouts, I guess, are what you're going to have to look at. What I don't understand is, if you're going to keep all the young guys, why aren't you playing them?
It's interesting, right?
Why aren't you playing them?
I think he still treats them as assets.
Well, fine, fair enough, but assets can only get better by people watching them play. And if you have a guy Taco Fall who you signed him to a contract, even though he wasn't drafted, you created a roster spot for him. And guys like Carson Edwards and who's the other one who never plays?
Tremont Waters.
Tremont Waters.
He plays very well.
I don't remember ever seeing him on the court.
He played the other day and I saw highlights. He just looks good. Like
I don't remember ever seeing him on the court. Carson Edwards has some nice flashes in the beginning of the year. I haven't seen him do anything in a while.
I saw a couple weeks ago he had a good game. Other than that, I haven't seen a single game.
I love Javonte Green, but that's just
another undrafted.
How
about G-Will though, man? Grant Williams?
Yeah, I disagreed with some of the things you said about the dog and the heart, and I tried to pay attention to that over the next few games I watched, and I was like, okay, I can kind of see what he's talking about.
Saw some highlights. I think it was the Philly and the Orlando games. He just had a lot of good plays, man. And he's just learning.
He played good against Philly. I didn't watch Orlando, and they're playing right now against the Hawks, but
he's just learning the game, man, and he's like really coming up through the season.
Yeah, I think he's a guy that you could actually. Here's what I'll say. I think you could buy a Grant Williams shirt or jersey.
Here's the other thing.
Here's why I say that. He's not going to be on this team in the next 2 or 3 seasons. I think he's someone who's going to be around here for a little while.
I'm happy you said that. Because players like that, man, I don't get too attached to. You know what I mean? Just trade chips.
But he's a guy who, unless he takes the Draymond route, You know, I mean, he's a smart person. He knows what his role is going to be. He's going to do the best that he can. I think he'll be a good person to have around.
He's already starting to surpass that too, which is really cool.
I don't see that.
No, I'm not saying. Wait, what? What do you think?
I think he's exactly where he should be.
Well, I just mean like when he's playing, he's very much
on the bench.
I'm saying he's very much taking advantage of the opportunities that are presented to him. So like he does all the little things, and sometimes that leads to extra baskets. He had 16 points the other night.
He did.
That to me is surpassing.
It's like special teams in football. If you stand out on special teams, it's how you get more plays on offense and defense.
I like that. Special Grant.
Special Grant.
Special Grant.
I like it. The old Grant Especial.
Grande Especial.
Well, now you're just speaking gibberish. Let's get to why I did this podcast today.
Cool.
I like to call it Black Jazz Heineken Bus with Bumpskis on the side. Now, the first thing I want to say up front is I'm fine with Black Jazz. The Bumpskis part I could see being controversial because
not everyone knows.
We're not talking about the old cocaine here, the old nose candy, the old booger sugar. What? The old booger sugar. What? I already said it twice. The good stuff. You know? As Rick James once put it, cocaine is a hell of a drug.
But it's not cocaine you're talking about.
No, it's not.
Okay.
That's the misconception. Because if I offered someone a Bumpski, especially a white person, they're going to think that I'm about to break out a bag of the old let it snow, let it snow, let it snow.
Yeah.
But the weather outside's not frightful. We're talking about Bumpskis. We're talking about a little hit out of a shot bottle, a shot glass of, what is it, a fifth or a pint? What's the bottle, you know, a little...
Either or.
Yeah.
Nibs.
You're taking a little bump.
Yeah, nibs.
Taking a little bump. And I like just add a little ski at the end, a little bumpski. A little bumpski? You want to take a little bump? That's cocaine, man. You know? Take a little bumpski? It's like, it's just a little... That's just a little hit of some liquor. A little hit of some liquor. Get you going. Get the flames.
Some liquor.
Get that fire fucking started, man. Bangarang, bro. Get that ARAP money. Get them Bumpskis. So the Black Jazz Heineken Bus with Bumpskis on the side is exactly what it sounds like. So
that was my introduction to the podcast.
I walk up past bus stop. I see two men of African American persuasion. Number one males for you police out there. Now, as we know, these are my people, so yeah. I feel more comfortable standing closer to them.
Yeah.
So I do, but then I decide I want to have a cigarette, so I stand a few yards away because I'm polite.
Respect.
I'm a polite smoker. One of them is bumping James Brown.
Yeah.
Through a speaker connected to his phone.
Yeah.
And the speaker is beat to shit.
How old is this person?
These guys are definitely in their mid-50s.
Yeah. I like all this.
So, get on said bus. I thought it was going to be packed because it's 4:30. There's nobody on the motherfucker. So I walk to the back, sit down. They walk to the back, they sit down. This guy doesn't have anybody sitting in the seat in front of him. So he just starts putting this plethora of things on the seat. He takes his phone out, still playing James Brown. Yeah. He's got the speaker next to it. He's got something that looks like your wallet and your phone here, like these two black devices that wrap together in like 4 separate rubber bands.
Interesting.
And then I see it wasn't a 12 ounce. It had to be like an 8 or a 6 ounce Heineken.
Huh.
Puts that down.
Was he drinking it?
No, not yet. Oh, there you go, pizza guy. Pause for the old pizza guy. Hey, you know what? We'll just keep going. So you get on, and the guy has, he's got the Heineken, he's got the speaker, he's got the phone going, he's got the James Brown, and then he reaches into his bag, and there's this white lady next to me, and she's absolutely mortified. It was hilarious. And he reaches into his bag and pulls it. I think it was Crown Royal. I couldn't really see from the angle I was at, but I was pretty confident that it was Crown Royal. So not only do we have the brothers, not only do we have the Jazz, not only do we have Heinekens, not only on the bus, we got Bumpskis on the side, yo. Yeah. So the guy pulls out the bottle. He takes a fat bump. Fat bump. I'm talking a solid swig, right? And he just immediately starts going to piano hands. Listen to James Brown. So now he's doing piano hands, right? Listen to James Brown. The Heineken's swinging back and forth on the seat. He's got the black contraption with the 4 rubber bands on it. He's got the phone. He's got the speaker, right? He's with homeboy behind him. Homeboy behind him keeps talking to him, but homeboy in front of him is doing, piano hands. That's awesome. So he ain't paying attention to what homeboy's saying. So he it looked like he was asking for breath mints because I feel like I saw a thing of certs. You guys remember certs? No. These were old school brothers, bro. I'm telling you right now, they had some certs. They didn't have lifesavers. They didn't have Altoids. These motherfuckers had certs. All right? They had certs. Certs. James Brown, Bumpskis, Heineken's, Mortified White Lady.
Just one or multiple?
There was only one around us. She was still... I don't know why she walked all the way to the back. I'm in the back. These 2 guys are in the back. There's Papi Chulo over in the left corner. And then Papi Chulo dos over in otra corner, So she's out of her element here. She's out of her element.
She's outnumbered.
Yeah. And so it's on her. You knew where you were sitting, bitch. And the dude who has all these contraptions passes the Bumpski bottle to his homie. And I swear to fucking God, I feel like I saw Papi Chulo 1 take a quick hit. And I thought it was coming my way. And I was like, hell yeah. Hell yeah, I'm going to take a Bumpski with these people on the bus. Because I don't know what they did all day, but I'm pretty sure that most of us were working. So, you know what? If this shit comes my way, puff, puff, pass, you're going to take a hit. Otherwise, you're breaking the cipher. That's a criminal... You get stoned where I come from with the rocks, not with the weed. Where I come, we called them degenerates and we stoned them. Is what would happen if you broke the cipher. Fuck that, son. So anyway, Bumpski bottle doesn't come my way. I'm more okay with it than I let on. But then the Bumpski bottle makes a second round. All right. Now after second big swig, homeboy with the jazz is James Brown.
It was inevitable.
So leave that, get back.
Get off back.
Get back. Play it again, Steve. So it just, yeah. You want to party with the Black Jazz Mini Rice Mans? I was. Anyway, everything's calm for a minute. Things are slowing down. The YouTube thing, he must have lost reception or whatever because I saw it come up on his phone. Would you like to do your 1 week free trial of YouTube? No thanks. He says, no thanks. I'm trying to get back to James Brown, son. Puts the phone down. Takes out a fucking switchblade about yay long.
All right.
And
wait,
then,
how long would you say? What would you compare it to?
I don't know. What's that? 4 inches?
4 or 5 inch switchblade.
4 or 5 inches. And like a fucking champagne bottle just pops that top right off the Heineken bottle.
Shit, that's not what I was expecting. Shit, that's awesome.
And this was my favorite part. After all the shit that he's done, he turns into himself to the right by the window and sneaks the beer like behind his shoulder. And I'm like, you gotta be fucking joking.
Of course.
And then you thought it couldn't get any better. It could. He got a phone call. Oh, yeah. And he left it on speaker from the Winchester line to the time I got off. And I don't know how much longer he was going to be on. But I know he was going to Alewife. All right? I know he was going to Alewife. And this angel of a woman who you would think, if you can get the description of what I'm trying to put on here, the woman who you think would be talking to him was on the phone.
Okay.
I'm staying in Mattapan. I ain't taking my ass all over the Braintree for that shit. Fuck you, motherfucker. And I was just like, I literally took my headphones out so I could enjoy the show. And, I basically just kind of listened to them yell at each other. And that was it.
That's a nice-ass bus ride, man.
It's the Black Jazz Heineken Bus with Bumpskis on the side.
Name of this episode.
And you heard it here on the podcast.
Boom.
You wouldn't hear it anywhere else. That's a good story. You want to pop out? You want to pop out? Pop out? We can still pop out. I think I can still pop out.
Kind of nice.
I remember to do the old video recorder here, so I think we can still pop out on the old video. If not, we'll do a part 2. I don't know where we left off, but we just talked about how the Black Panthers probably wouldn't like me, and James agreed vehemently. So. Yeah, all right, fuck it. It's a sad topic, but I want to talk about it. I want to talk about older people.
All right.
They're very prominent in my life right now. Not those of my own family, because that's ridiculous. But where I work, it's essentially Florida. It's funny if you grew up in New England.
You live in Boca Raton,
Massachusetts. Yeah, of course you live in Boca. You change your Massachusetts address to a fucking P.O. box because you're like, fuck this, I'm going down south. It's cold. I want to talk about old people moving physically, like walking.
Oh, let's do this.
It's fucking sad, man. I mean, I know for a fact when someone's coming into my store because they can't get out of the car. And I'm like, okay, I might as well just make my way up to their front door now. And I watch these people struggle, having at least 3 strokes to get to the door. And then they come in for frozen food that it's got to be preserving them. I don't understand. I'm giving too much personal information away. So, I dealt with one specific old lady today. And it's funny. This is what I said to Allison. Actually, was nobody knows. I worked in sales for a very long time, and I got out because I didn't like I was very good at how cutthroat you had to be, and I started to not like that, so I got out. And this job has some sales in it. Not much, obviously, but you got goals that you have to achieve and quotas that you have to hit, and so on and so forth. And this woman come in, and she was very frail. She had the one platform shoe with the regular shoe.
Oh, we're balanced out, yeah.
And she was getting cataract surgery next week, and she couldn't eat gluten. She couldn't eat dairy. She just had all these. She couldn't eat shellfish. She was looking at all these things.
What's her name? Marjorie?
Kathleen.
Yeah,
let's just leave it at that.
Sure, Marjorie. Yeah.
And so Kathleen had her daughter-in-law with her, who I didn't like at first, but as the first half hour of this transaction went along, I started to understand. So Kathleen was very, well, I don't need you to say anything additional if I'm just trying to ask if that's something that I would like to have. Not to me. She's lovely to me, but the daughter-in-law is saying, you can't have that, you can't have it. She's, well, it's no fun, keep getting told what you can't have. And this is just breaking my fucking heart, man. Because I'm just like, you're a sweet old lady, and she had something in her eye, and she couldn't get it out, and it took, like, a long time.
Oh, it's the worst. It's the worst.
Like, the daughter-in-law started to have helping, and there was some water bottle involved. It was just,
right in the eye,
yeah, man, like, it was just very sad, and the woman she was very old, and she wasn't really old. She was still sharp, but you could tell she had trouble. And so after like 20 minutes into this, I go, it's not that I want to expedite this sale because it was slow and it was early in the day, and I was like, I could easily have 45 minutes go by with this transaction, and I'm fine with that. But I need to help this woman. I need to find a way to help this woman without knowing what she wants. So I said, have you ever come here before, miss? And she goes, yes. And so I took her information, I looked it up, and I was actually able to find her last receipt. So I printed that out, and I said, here's everything that you got. Let's go over, and you tell me what you liked, and you tell me what you didn't like. And then if you didn't like something, we'll try and find something new. And I'm doing the whole rigmarole because it's my one soft spot is the old ladies there. And I spent about an hour and 15 minutes with this woman and her daughter-in-law. The last time she came in, she spent $300. She spent $300 and like 16 cents. This time she was at $401 and like 20 something cents. So before I finalized everything, I went to the daughter-in-law. I go, hey, she spent $300 last time, and I know she's obviously getting a lot to fill her freezer. I go, she's $100 over what she paid last time. I don't want you to. I just want to be transparent and let you see what she's spending. And the daughter-in-law was very thankful at that point. She went from very bitchy because this is something she has to deal with this woman day in and day out probably, to very understanding because, and my point is what she said was how easy it is for old people to be taken advantage of. And she was just pleased that I took that step before I did anything, because she had the money out. She was ready. I go, okay, well, hold on. And even though there's, are you worried about the dollar amount? Because, she's sitting on stacks on stacks on stacks, because her husband probably fucking flew airplanes for 30 years or something like that. But my point is, it's a negative topic, but I guess the main reason I wanted to bring it up is just, just remember that. And not that I think most people actually do this. So I just want to talk about that. I guess is a lot of times when you see the older people, they're probably alone. They probably lost their husband or their wife, and now they're really dependent on the people that they raised, to make men and women. And
yeah,
it's just for this specific person, it just made me sad. Like you would think if you made a $400 sale. Because there's going to be emails about this, like, oh, look at Patrick doing this, making a sale, $400. But I felt guilty the whole fucking time I was doing the transaction, because I'm like, I don't even think this lady's going to be around to eat all this food. And I know it's a morbid thing to say, but like, I don't know, man. It was just something. It was something that was bothering me. And like I said, this is cheaper than therapy, so I had to get it off the old chest there.
Well, I find myself in the stepdaughter, or what was it, like daughter-in-law? I find myself in her place a lot. Like, as you know, my dad's almost 80. He's gonna be 80 in April. So like, he still got his wits about him for the most part. More than that, his body's still intact. You know what I mean? He has eye problems and stuff like that.
That's the first thing to go is the body.
But dude,
and then the mind fails you.
Every time he buys something, he comes home with 2 more things. Mm-hmm. Like he got his own phone plan a couple years ago. And he came home with an iPad to boot. Like... He
took the sale. Like, oh, it's actually free, but they add it onto your bill every month.
He took the sale, and like...
whatever. I'm not even going to go down that road.
It's its own thing, but either way... Like,
but that's James, thank you for actually bringing that one specific thing up, because that's my point. That's what I was talking about, why I got out of sales. I didn't like how good I was at doing things like that.
Yeah.
It's not... It's sneaky.
In a sense, yeah.
That's what it is. It's fucking sneaky.
It's set up to be
sneaky. When I started in sales, that was called a churn. Or it was sales fraud. You literally were doing something to give somebody something else that they didn't need or want. And you profited on it. That was an illegal practice when I first started. But whatever. How much did Nanda spend on her vacuum?
Well, it's $2,000.
$2,000, and she doesn't have any rugs? And the ones that she does smell like piss.
Dude,
what's a vacuum going to do to that?
Vacuuming. Yeah.
That's right. Our grandmother's carpets smell like piss. I guess that wraps up old people. I got a few other things I wanted to talk about. But
I just want to say that it's not just the carpets. The whole house smells like piss.
The whole house does smell like piss.
So yeah, Trump.
You want to go right to Trump? We'll go right to Trump.
Speaking of old guys.
Speaking of America, making America gray again.
Humor.
It's a joke.
Humor.
It's part of what we do here.
It is part of what
I got a frog. You jinxed me earlier with the whole frog in the throat thing. Let's talk about Trump. What did I want to? I had one thing I wanted to say about Trump, but I don't remember what it was. I came home. His speech when he did not get impeached was on. Oh, he winked and gunned a guy.
Okay.
And I was just happy. I know people don't like Donald Trump, but I was just happy that people still wink and gun. It was a solid one too. Like he pointed, put the trigger up, and then did the gun and wink. It just made me happy. No comment. If that's what making America great again is all about, then
you know what? If you put it that way, if somebody presented it to me like that, I would agree.
I mean, where did that go?
The finger gun?
The wink and the gun. No, the wink and the gun.
Is there noise involved?
It could be.
Yeah.
If you want to get fancy. If you want to get fancy, you can do the click, click.
Did it look like he made the noise?
He didn't make the noise.
So just quick.
No, he was a point, like you, that guy right there. And then the trigger went up, and then the wink and the gun.
Okay. But no cheek raise.
No, a little cheek. So
he might have done that.
But that could have been a stroke. He's old.
Ministry. He does have a lot of strokes.
You know what I mean? Isn't he like 75?
He's up there.
You know what I mean? Why are presidents so fucking old?
America, man.
The one thing I left out about old people was the last thing I didn't bring up was wisdom.
Yeah. Well, that's one of the positives that, like, you kept saying it was a negative, morbid talk, like stuff like that. But
oh, they know so much.
No, but that's the thing. There's always positive to be taken from.
Have you ever sat back?
Only people who have been through some shit can give you good advice on some shit.
Yeah. See, like, we don't have the best examples as far as immediate family.
As when it comes to
life.
I got my dad.
He's a good one.
He's a good one.
And his side of the family probably bestows some nice nuggets on you.
What's left of him?
Yeah, fair enough.
So that's that.
But that's that's kind of that's kind of my point. Like, who the fuck do we have to listen to? Like, who's gonna get old in our family and be wise for us?
I mean,
me and Uncle Danny. But Uncle Danny just insults us. So like,
my mom, if you talk to her at the right time of day.
Oh, please.
If you talk to her at the
no, your mom's a nice lady.
Not just nice. No, she puts it down sometimes, man. She has her moments.
Well, we're actually gonna get to your mom and dad.
Oh, yeah.
Believe it or not. Did you know that NBA 2K has fags?
No, I did not.
They got the guys throwing the t-shirts very flamboyant. You get a shirt. You get a shirt. And I started a Lakers franchise when Kobe died, and I like it too. And they had the guys, you know, when you call the timeout in the 2K and the cheerleaders come out and they shake their virtual asses and you're like, that's a badass virtual bitch. She ain't no Lara Croft, but you know, goddamn.
Titties ain't pointy.
You know, yeah, they're nice and symmetrical now.
Yeah.
And remember, I like how you remember cone boobs.
Yeah.
On video games.
Grew up on cone
That's good
boobs.
stuff. It's good stuff. And so they got the guy's t-shirt. You get a t-shirt. And I was like, all right, I'm LA. And I was playing the game and I time out and I go, oh, look at this. The game has fags. What a progressive franchise.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, like, for those of you who don't...
Sorry, just semantically, that sentence was beautiful. They have fags. How progressive.
I like the gaybos.
Exactly.
I like the gaybos. I think that you guys should, you know what? Fuck it. I already said a few offensive things. I'll bring back the old joke. If you can take a dick, you should be able to take a joke. I think they're a little too tight in their britches there. Pun intended.
Well, that's so many people nowadays.
Yeah, they've been like that for a while. I've been fucking with... Hey, listen. Let me tell you something here, gaybos. I've been supporting you guys since it was 3 letters, all right? The GSA Alliance. Oh, no, it's just the GSA. It was the Gay Straight Alliance, all right? That's how long... With your days of silence in the school, where if you were a member of the GSA, you didn't have to talk. See, I remember. And I support you. Just calm the fuck down. The president doesn't like you. I get it. So anyway... we covered that.
I don't think Trump's too against the gays, actually.
Oh, come on.
Dude, no, he's Hollywood, man.
Fair enough. He's probably been to some sex parties.
Yeah, he's
been to a few sex parties. You know, he has a foreign wife.
Different topic European. For a different podcast, but he's been to those parties.
Little finger up the old, how you doing?
More than that, definitely. Twinks. You know he crushes twinks.
I was talking about gaybos, but I don't remember why.
Trump twinks.
Trump twinks.
So,
oh, jeez.
My mom and dad.
support equal rights.
Yeah.
That's the main point of... NBA 2K has
facts. Celtics. And go Celtics.
It was actually Lakers.
Gakers?
Yeah. It wasn't on the Celtics. It was the Lakers.
Tonight. It's Gay Celtics night.
It's Gay Celtics night.
So go Gay Celtics.
Yep. And Trae Young looks like a very flamboyant young man.
He's out too, probably with butt injuries.
And Atlanta, I mean, that's... seems to be pretty common knowledge that all the dudes down there is gay.
Oh, it's part of it. This dude we worked with for a bit. Yeah, he said that.
Hot Atlanta. Oh, that was a good joke. James and I were talking about the halftime show, and I said they should call it the halftime show.
That's right.
Because there was so much ass in the halftime show that a regular ass white person wouldn't have been able to handle it, so he would have stuttered on his words when he was trying to say halftime show.
With the H. Yeah.
Ass. So we were talking about how NBA 2K has the Gabos, and then we had some technical difficulties, so let's just move on from that part.
It's probably a good call.
Probably a good call. Pickle barrels, James. Pickle barrels. I want to talk about pickle barrels.
I miss them.
I have two questions about pickle barrels, America, and
you better have two answers.
Other nations. Where did they go, and when the fuck are they coming back? Why can't you go to the supermarket anymore and there's pickle barrels? I don't understand it. I don't like it. I want it to stop, and I want it to stop right fucking now. Make America have pickle barrels again. Now, school buses.
Yeah,
I got some things I want to talk about school buses.
I'm interested.
It bothers me. Something bothered me about school buses today for some reason. Why aren't there more school buses transporting children to and fro school?
What do you mean?
I don't know. I just feel like I see a lack of school buses.
I think there are enough.
I don't think there are. I think with the amount of people out there.
Well, at that point, I think there should be no school buses.
See? I knew that was going to be your counter, and I raised you a penny.
That's anti-Semitic, dude.
Okay. Why aren't there just retired veterans or police officers who operate said school buses?
PTSD.
I knew you were going to say that.
So, raise me, bro.
But what they need to help them, because I believe that PTSD is incurable, but what they need to help them...
It's manageable.
Manageable, better
best.
word, thank you.
At best.
Is structure.
Yeah. Well, now we're getting into a bunch of different topics.
Well, let's just...
Like healthcare and shit like that, you know.
Let's sidebar this.
Yeah, I thought we were going about politics.
I don't want to talk about Trump anymore. That's all I had was the wink and the gun.
All right. So yeah, people need help.
Let's talk about the Oscars.
Sure.
Did you see any movie that's on...
Dude, on the last pod, I mentioned how you asked me how many...
I was asking if you were watching any movies there.
Movies, and you know what my answer was?
The Godfather, which has...
Hey, part 2, buddy.
Still been out a while. Still been out a while.
The sequel, though, closer to us.
I mean, you would have had better luck with the video game.
Video game's dope.
That's all I got.
I played the Sopranos game for a bit. That was fun.
Let's sidebar that too. We're going to talk healthcare and Sopranos video game on the next pod. I promise.
Only the important topics.
Yes. Anything else you'd like to add, sir? A little Morocco action. Well, like and subscribe because that's what people are supposed to tell you.
Catch me on Instagram that's at on Instagram.
One more time.
At 2 S's.
That bitch is still in my love pouches again. Don't get married.
Not married yet.
Don't get old either.
I'm trying.
Great piece of advice that I wasn't able to follow.
I'm not on my way.
I hope you guys liked it. Whatever this was.
We had fun.
We had fun. I had fun. I hope you had fun. For your weekend listening pleasure.
Yeah, we're good guys.
You know what I mean? You gotta drive somewhere, right?
Guys.
Like and subscribe. Tell somebody else about it to like and subscribe, and put the word out there so I can.
And what's your Twitter handle, by the way? Because it is NFL draft season.
You can actually see all ways to view, contact, and talk to Patty C on the screen.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
It's right there in front of you guys.
Right there.
And ladies.
Oh, I see it now.
And the people who were the old in-betweens there.
Beautiful. Yeah.
So we'll talk to you next time. Thanks for tuning into Patty C's Point, the podcast version, with the Apollo Creed of podcasting. Why, James? I got a lot of nicknames.
AKA.
Got a lot of nicknames.
AKA.
And we're tight as fuck, as a wise man once said. Enjoy your weekend. There's no football.
Nah.
There's no football. Yeah. So that means you have just enough time to listen to the old Patty C's Point podcast. Yeah. Like and subscribe and tell somebody else, and we'll tune in with you sometime shortly. From the land of... I was going to say the land of Misfit Toys, but...
Misfit Funk.
Maybe the land of Party Guys. You guys want to party with Patty C, huh? You guys want to party with Patty C's Point Podcast? Well, you can't, because it's over.